morning TikTok. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is a replay of my TikTok live that we do every Monday and Friday. We're going to look at the energy of the week coming up. And happy new moon. If I can get this box back on. Come on in, everybody. Get settled. Get comfy. We're going to get started in just a minute. Jackson, pay attention to school. I see you. Good morning, good morning. Come on in. This bowl makes it really hard to see the comments down there on TikTok. This is a collective reading. It's not personal readings. Good morning. Let me move this for a second so I can see. No, we're on Instagram and TikTok today. So I got a new iPad holder so I can have y'all stacked on top of one another so I'm not feeling like I'm ignoring one or the other. So come on in, come on in. How is everybody doing over the weekend? We had the 11/11 portal happen and we had our Reiki and sound bath session. So that was exciting. That was a lot of fun. I'm just getting everything set up. Letting everybody get in. We'll get started in just a second. So what we're going to do, if you're new here, we do this every Monday and Friday. We look at the energy of the week coming up, okay? We want to know what's coming up each day. That way, we know how to handle situations. We know how to respond to situations. We know how to capitalize off of this energy, okay? So it's going to be fun. We have a lot of great conversations in here. I'm so glad, Kelly. She said it was so good. My first time doing your sound bath. So good. Oh, that makes me so happy. I love it. Gotta get your notebook. Yep. So much confirmation still coming through for you. Good for you, Tara. I love it. I love it. I love meeting up here. Listen, if y'all have not checked out my Black Friday surprise, I have even more that I'm going to be revealing hopefully later today. So you can check, it's the link in my bio, 22.guru, and you'll see Black Friday on the home page. I'm excited for this. It's something that everybody's been asking me for, and I'm finally getting the opportunity to do it, and you're getting an opportunity to get in early. So, yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so let's cleanse our energy right quick with the sound bowl. This is attuned to the heart chakra. So we're going to cleanse out the heart right quick because we do pick up a lot of stuff in our heart chakra and store it right there, which makes us feel anxiety and fear, and it just creates a block. So we're going to clear out the heart chakra, and then we're going to get started with the reading, okay? So all you do is just breathe and accept the vibration, okay? Just take this moment to yourself. We don't take enough moments for ourselves. So take this moment to yourself and just breathe and relax, okay? Here we go. Nice deep breaths. Fill up your lungs, pick up all the heaviness and just breathe it out. It's still going, keep breathing. Now let's all collectively take one deep breath in. Really deep and fill up your lungs. Expand your chest. Pick up any of that heaviness. I'll blow it out quickly. There we go. We just got to get rid of that heaviness, okay? We got to exercise the lungs. Okay, let me check comments right quick. Okay, one second. The throat chakra helped you a lot. Good, Heather, good. When I listened to the replay, I noticed we had the same music playing. Awesome. Great minds think alike. The giddiness was crazy. I went camping Saturday night all through yesterday, feeling awesome. That's so good, Ricky. Thank you guys so much. Let's get our fairy blessing for the week, and let's see what is coming up. Let me check these comments. Let's see. Yeah, I'm very, very excited about the Black Friday. Came in on the singing bowl and felt like I just slammed a door during church service. That's funny, Jamie. Like, yeah, don't disrupt. Today's your birthday. Happy birthday, Cheryl. All right, let's see what our fairy blessing is for the week. Like I said, I got a new iPad stand so y'all can be in front of me now on TikTok, because I'm on TikTok and Instagram. So I stacked y'all on top of each other so I can just look at both of y'all much easier. And it doesn't feel like I'm ignoring anybody. You love the singing bowl? Me too. It feels so good. Because the reason why we want to do that, and the reason why I added the sound bath in the monthly Reiki sessions, is because when you hear a certain frequency, your body starts aligning to that frequency. So we want to make sure that we are aligning to a higher vibrational frequency that's beneficial for us, instead of one that's like of chaos and erratic energy, okay? We pick up enough of that throughout the day, right? So this is why I love doing the sound bath. I love doing the bowl on Mondays, and then we do the tuning fork on Fridays, just to make sure that we're all, vibrating high. So, yeah. Call it the Big Mama Bowl. Yep. And if you have not gotten your name on the wait list for the Black Friday announcement, then do it. Oh, so that's where it came from. Okay, I mentioned stew, and your brother was cooking a pot roast in the crock pot. Man, that smelled amazing. I was doing the session, you guys, right quick. I was doing the Reiki session, and if you've never been through one of my Reiki sessions, I pick up smells, sounds, I see things, I sense things. And so I record it to make sure I can share it with you all so I don't forget, right? And during the session, I could smell something, and this was in the morning, so there was nothing cooking in my house. It smelled so good. And I was like, somebody is cooking something and it smells like a stew or something like that. And it lingered for a while. And I was like, damn, that smells good. And so, yeah, she just confirmed that it was her brother cooking. And I even said, I feel like I'm in somebody's home. Because there are times during the session where I will see clothing that you're wearing. People will talk about how they see my face, or they feel me like hovering over them, because I'm literally working on your energy. And so I did say, I feel like I'm in somebody's home and they're cooking something. So thank you for that, because I was wondering about that. I was wondering if somebody was going to come forward and let me know what they were cooking. Your kids were cooking a bacon and cheese quiche. Yeah, it was very savory, yeah. It was great. Okay, let's get to the fairy blessing right quick. Let's see. All right, we have a blessing of time. Look, y'all, and it's 29. What is 29 equal to? 11. Okay, so remember, we're going to go over this again for anybody that's new. 2 is about mastering relationships and duality and balance, okay? So 9 is completion, it's higher wisdom. It's also an energy of the humanitarian, okay? So when we are in a nice balanced flow in our relationships, when we're giving, they're giving, it's just a really nice energy. We are like elevating to that vibration of 11. Does that make sense? Because 11 is a master number. It masters the vibration of 2. Okay? So when we learn how to, I see people getting on the Black Friday list. I love it. So when we learn how to master the relationship with ourselves, then we can master the relationship with others. And then we have a blessing of time. So this is telling you, number one, I like to see it both ways because, you know, we all hear time is not linear, right? Which is completely true. And I've proven that with readings and the Reiki sessions and whatnot, because people will be doing something as they're watching the recording or the replay, but it actually, for me, it's happening in real time, you know? Everything is happening in the now. But also, we want to recognize that we do have time to accomplish the things that we want to, but also we want to remember that life is short. So why waste time on fear, doubt, toxic matters, things like that? You know, it's like when we get to the end of our life, are we going to regret that we didn't do things, that we were too afraid to tell somebody something that was meaningful? I mean, there's so much that we can say about that, okay? So we have a blessing of time. So let's pick our tarot deck. Okay, so I have deck 1, Tarot Mucha. It's kind of like the traditional tarot, but it's like different imagery. And then we have the Wizard's Tarot. So deck 1 or deck 2? Excuse me. Y'all let me know in the comments and we'll see what the majority wants. Deck 1 or deck 2? Yeah, everybody's getting into the Black Friday. I love it. Okay, 2's winning out on TikTok. What about Instagram? 1 or 2? We have a couple of votes. Deck 2. Instagram's more quiet than TikTok. I was going through old jewelry, if I can speak. Hang on. That belonged to my grandmother, and the thought popped in my head, we aren't given the gift of time. Oh, nice. Ricky. He said 3. Y'all, this is hard because y'all are balancing it out. I think the 2s are winning. Let me check. It's hard because we can't do a poll on both. Thank you for doing that, Anne. It looks like on TikTok, it looks like 2s are getting it. Let's see. Yeah, let's use 2, and then maybe we'll revisit deck 1 at another time. Okay, so let me get the cards out and we'll see what's coming up for this week. So what we're going to do, again, for those of you that are new, we're going to look at the energy of Monday through Thursday, okay? And then on Fridays, we look at the energy of Friday through Sunday. This way we take it in chunks, okay? That way you're not trying to remember every single thing that I said. And plus, I put this on YouTube for you to refer back to, but we want to take it in chunks. We want to be able to talk about little sections and see what's coming up for us, okay? You're so excited to see me today. Oh, thank you, Gina. That really means a lot, you guys. You're new here? Well, welcome. Oh, we had 29 people. See? It's going to keep repeating now that 11 is reminding us that we are always connected. You know, we need to pay attention to our thoughts, our words, our actions, our emotions, all of that. What's the knock that I do? I'm cleansing the energy of the deck to get it cleansed of all the past energy from past readings and getting it ready to absorb the energy of the now. So that's really important if you're wanting to learn how to read tarot. You need to learn how to cleanse your deck, and it's really important to do it every single time, okay? Because we don't want old energy. We want the energy of now. So yeah, great question. Oh, it's your birthday, Gina. Awesome. We have 2 birthdays today. We have Cheryl's and Gina's. Happy birthday to y'all. Okay, hang on. I have a piece of my hair. God, it was in the deck and I kept feeling it move and I was like, what in the world's going on? Okay, let's try this again. So, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to ask the deck what we need to know for this week. And then we'll pull oracle cards as well. If you're in my tribe, like if you're literally in the tribe, look out for an email today. Okay, I have something that we're going to do this week, so look out for an email today. If you have not checked out the Black Friday surprise, go to the link in my bio and you're going to see it right there on the homepage. Okay, get on the wait list. All right, let's look at today. Today we have the King of Wands in reverse. Okay, now when the King of Wands is in reverse, he can indicate, this is going to be, since it's a general collective, we're going to look at it in multiple ways, okay? He can be somebody that has really given up on something because he's met obstacles and it hasn't worked out, so he just gives up, okay? So this would be a great time for you to really think about, what are you willing to give up on and what are you not, okay? Are you giving up on your progress because maybe you've met a few obstacles? It could be that you're dealing with somebody that's in their ego, and what do you want to do about that? Okay, the King of Wands, when he's in his ego in regards to relationships, he's not a loyal person. He does not lead by example. He is in it for his own physicality, okay? So this doesn't have to be a man per se. It could be somebody in their masculine energy. So if you're a man dealing with a woman in her masculinity, she's in her ego, okay? But the King of Wands, when he's the reverse, he's just a really low vibration. So we want to think about, okay, we have this new moon happening today. We had it like early this morning, and we're still going to feel the energy over the next few days. So it's asking you to really go within and dive into your emotions. Maybe not take so much action today, but really go into an introspective type of energy and figure out, okay, what is it? I just really got a really strong feeling like, what did I want in the past that I gave up for somebody else's future? Okay, what have I been giving up about myself for somebody else's future? How have I let other people overstep my desires? How have I dropped myself because this person was overbearing and I just wanted to make them happy? Also, you can go within and ask, how am I letting my ego dictate my movements? Okay, your ego, you're never going to drop your ego. So let's just be real, okay? Your ego is something that is meant to motivate you. It is your sense of self in this world. So you're going to use your ego, okay? But we want to use the ego for productivity instead of something that holds you back, okay? So how have you been moving through life, maybe trying to manipulate unknowingly because of your ego? What is it you've been giving up on as far as, well, I'm going to give this up so they will accept me? Okay? We like to get deep here, so sorry about that if you're not used to it. Yeah, exactly, Jamie. We want to be aware and conscious of the ego. So whenever we are offended or hurt by something, we need to check in with ourselves, be like, okay, is this my ego or is just like a boundary that's been crossed and I need to reset that boundary and I need to handle the situation? Am I doing something and letting go of part of myself in order to get somebody else to accept me or whatever it is? So we have to be very careful about how we're going about things in life because most people don't realize that they're manipulating, okay? Anytime you're doing something in order to get somebody else to do something, then that's manipulation, okay? So we don't want to do nice things or do anything in life with an expectation that it's going to get somebody to do something else. Okay, we want to move with integrity. We want to be in the direct energy because he's a very loyal and a leader type of energy. Okay, he is the initiator. He is the go-getter. So today it's more of an introspective type of energy of, you know, what have I given up on? Why am I exhausted with life? Who have I let steamroll me into letting go of things that I really wanted in life? Okay, so let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the Hanged Man. Ooh, okay. So the Hanged Man is all about seeing things from a higher perspective, okay? It's about really seeing the spiritual side of what life is showing you, okay? So it's asking you, whatever situations you're dealing with, on Tuesday, you may gain this enlightenment if you allow yourself to look at it from a different perspective, okay? the Hanged Man kind of connects with the World card. So he gains this enlightenment, and then he continues on to his journey, and then he reaches the World card, which is completion, like a level up type of energy. It's like, okay, I get it now. I've mastered this energy. It's no longer the 12, it's the 21. Okay? So when you allow yourself to see something from a spiritual perspective, right? Remember, we're talking about 29 here. 2 is balance, duality. 9 is that higher wisdom. It's that humanitarian vibe of, let me look at it from a different perspective. Let me understand this deeper. Okay? Let me see the reality of the situation other than just what I'm seeing with my eyes. Okay? So on Tuesday, if you're expecting something to move forward or something to happen on Tuesday, it's more than likely not. It's going to be something that's like taking its time to develop, or it's at a standstill. So just be patient, okay? Because we have this energy of the King of Wands in reverse today. Then we move to the Hanged Man. So it's like the Hanged Man is a major arcana. So it's like, okay, let's really take a step back and look at the situation as it is on that higher level. Okay, does that make sense? I don't want to be talking over your heads. Well, hey, Miss Denise, it's okay that you're late. You're excused. It's making sense? Good. Okay, so let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So when the Knight of Swords is in reverse, this indicates the need to slow down and think things through. Don't just take action on something. It could be that somebody triggers you with words and we need to step back, right? We have this new moon in Scorpio. This is like really transformative energy. This is something that's meant to reveal truths to you. So don't be surprised when you have things coming up this week and it's revealing good and not so good truths. We need them both, okay? So the Knight of Swords is telling you, let's wait. You know, like hold your horses. Let's think things through. Because remember, we have the major arcana on Tuesday about let's see it from that higher perspective. Let's not react. Let's think this through and then speak whatever we need to speak, or, you know, kind of like take our time towards whatever it is that we want, okay? Because when he's direct, he's charging forward. He's facing things head on. So this could also indicate, you know, what have you been avoiding because of this energy here? So both of these energies are surrounding the Hanged Man. So there's a lot of introspection happening this week about, let me see this situation from a higher perspective. And if it's something on Wednesday that maybe you want to move forward on, but you're afraid of, okay, well, let me think about this. Let me find out why I'm afraid to move forward on this. Okay, why am I afraid to face this situation? You've been hearing to have patience a lot in the last month. Yeah, it's not my favorite word, but it's definitely necessary. I was going to ask you if things were supposed to be revealed because, man, my eyes opened this weekend. Oh, yep. It's to bring things to light. Because remember, the Scorpio energy is the scorpion to the eagle to the phoenix. Some people say the dove, but I've always heard the phoenix because the phoenix burns down that false sense of self and then is reborn more powerful, more sure, more certain of who they are. Okay? So let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So we have all this reversal energy. Why? Some people want to see it as something scary or negative. No, it's just meant to wake you up to, hey, this isn't working. Because think about the 8 of Pentacles here. The 8 of Pentacles is like reproducing something, okay? Doing the same thing over and over again. So when it's in reverse, it can be seen as, you know, you're no longer going to be doing these same things over and over again. You've decided that you're no longer committed to that toxic past. Okay, that's another way that you can see the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is also talking about where is your lack of commitment in your journey. It could be that You are procrastinating, you're avoiding because maybe you're afraid of failure, and there may be an issue at work that needs to be handled. Okay? So there's a lot that we can say with this one card. Okay? So it's like, let's stop doing the same thing over and over again because we're going to get the same result. Right? And if you think you're going to get a different result by doing the same thing over and over again, what is that? Insanity. Okay? So we have a blessing of time here. So this is telling you that spend time this week really evaluating, especially with this new moon, really evaluating, who do you want to be now? What is it that you want now? We already know what we don't want. Okay? What is it that you've given up on in life? Who are the toxic players in your life? How can you see things from a spiritual perspective? How can you initiate balance within your life by making decisions that are aligned to your highest good and experience the results of that? And where are you in life afraid to move forward? What is it that's been said to you in the past that has caused you to stand still? To not be able to face situations head on, okay? Who are you dealing with that gets pissed off whenever you're making strides for your betterment? And what is it that you've been repeating over and over again and getting nowhere? Where are the tweaks? What needs to happen here? Okay, is this making sense? Is it good to manifest on new moons? Absolutely. Yep. New moons are good for manifestation, so like the 3-ish days after, really good for manifestation, because you think about the moon, it starts to build the cup and it grows to the full moon. So the full moon is about fruition and releasing what no longer serves you, okay? So let's look at the bottom of the deck. Look at that, the Magician. Talking about manifestation, okay? I made a post in my group, I think it was last week, and I said something about, the Wizard of Oz teaches us about life. And it tells you that you've had the power all along. You just need your heart, your mind, and your willpower. Okay? So knowing that you have the power and you've had it all along, you are manifesting. So we need to manifest what we don't want, we need to manifest what we do want. And the way that we do that is we have to be able to acknowledge and release what we don't want, okay? So also, today, let's look at it in a more general sense. So today's energy, the King of Wands in reverse, is more about introspection, less about action, okay? Tomorrow, same thing, but on a bigger scale. You might have some really aha moments tomorrow, okay? Wednesday, watch your communication. Okay, don't react, step back and respond. Like I said, hold your horses, be patient. And then Thursday is there might be a situation at work that needs to be dealt with. Okay, there might be something that you might want to look at your habits and your routine and how can you change that up to be more in alignment with this new person that you want to be. Joe Dispenza talks about in order to change your personal reality, you have to change your personality, okay? You can't be in a new reality with the old habits, thought patterns, and emotions that you've had, okay? Because more than likely that is programmed into you, that you're just repeating. So if you want to change your reality, you've got to change your personality. So that would be your thoughts, emotions, and the way you act, okay? So if you want to be somebody that is more confident, you've got to change yourself into that mold of somebody who is confident. Okay, you have to address that. You have to monitor your thoughts and your emotions. Anytime you're starting to feel insecure, you're like, nope, that's old me. New me is confident in who I am. New me loves me. New me is healthy. And this is the path that we're going down now. Okay, if somebody that is abundant, then you say, I'm in the timeline now where I'm abundant. I'm in the timeline now to where things work out for me and I'm allowing myself to receive. Okay? So we all have this idea, this picture of what we would be like when we finally get the manifestation. right? But you have to get your body used to that energy by acting that way now. Does that make sense? It's not about being delusional. It's like, well, if I expect myself to be somebody who's successful or somebody who's in a loving relationship, I have to actually behave that way. Okay? Yeah, stay in your lane and just breathe. Okay, my mom is the negative one. I need to let go. I can't because she's family. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to cut people off, right? We don't want to alienate people. But that would be something where, Ricky, you've got to set boundaries, okay? Like, my mom is of the generation, you know, to where it's like 9 to 5, you got to have insurance, you got to do this and this and that. And she worries a lot. It runs in our family to be a worrier. And so I told her, I was like, I need you to stop doing that because you're projecting your fears and negativity onto me. And she finally got it. And so she's seeing now how things are different. And so she's really supportive. So you just have to set boundaries and really just brush off anything negative that they say and be like, you know what? I'm an adult. I've got this. Okay? And look what was behind the magician. The Wheel of Fortune is in reverse because there's too much of a focus on what you're not quite satisfied with. Remember how I said you might have aha moments this week? So this is saying that if you get into your power of, you know, responding and taking control and moving in the way you want, this will turn direct to where the Wheel of Fortune turns and then you have that aha moment. Okay? You finally receive that divine gift. But we can't be in this energy, well, I'm frustrated with life, I'm not happy with this, things suck. It's like, okay, great, but you're going to keep getting that because that's what you keep saying. That's what you keep focusing on, okay? You're in the same boat with your sister. Negativity affects your energy. Yeah, we have to set boundaries. For sure. We don't want to cut off the people that we love, right? Unless they are like really abusive and really toxic. Then you have every right. Just because they're family does not mean you have to put up with their toxicity. Believe me, okay? So if it's somebody that's just, you know, that's just their generation, that's what they were brought up, they were, you know, brought up to think in lack or they worry, then you can just set boundaries with them. Be like, I love you and I appreciate the fact that you're looking out for me, but you're actually creating more negativity in my life. And I would rather just you support me and know that I am perfectly capable of doing life. So, yeah. Yes, I do personal readings. You can book that through the link in my bio, okay? So let's get some Oracle. Let's do one in the Kipper deck first. I'll say, what did you miss? Boy, you better catch up. Yeah, that's one thing, you know, the whole family situation is, you know, not always easy to navigate because you do get a lot of manipulation of, well, they're family. Well, just because somebody's family does not mean that you are entitled or they're entitled to abuse you just because you're related by blood. Thank you for the hearts. You know, just family are literally just people that you came into this lifetime with to experience because they are going to teach you lessons. They're going to nudge you one way or the other. And if they're toxic as hell or abusive, you can tell them to take a hike. You know, you do not have to put up with that shit. But like I said, if it's a situation to where it's just, you know, they're projecting their fears onto you and things like that, that's when you set the strict boundaries. All right, what else do we need to know this week? We have number 7, message, okay? So number 7 is a highly spiritual number, okay? It is it's like the bigger questions, okay, in life. So there might be a message. Remember how I said you might get this aha moment this week? There might be a message that comes in that lets you see the reality of the situation, whether it be with a relationship or yourself, work, anything like that. Okay, so that might be a revelation that you experience this week through a message, either from a person or a divine message. Okay, I had a message, I guess you could say, this weekend, and it was something that was audible to me and nobody else heard it. My dogs didn't hear it. I'm the only one that heard it. And so I was like, okay, that definitely was a divine message. And it's meant to bring you more assurance and awareness and all of that. Waiting to hear from a job? Well, you know what? You can affirm if it's meant to be, let it be. If it's not, block it. Okay? That's how you can release control and give it to the universe to do whatever it needs to do to let this happen for you. So if it's meant to be, let it be. If not, block it. Okay? Because if it's not meant for you, you don't want it, right? Let's see. I got on to my mom yesterday about projecting her doubt onto me, constantly questioning my choices, whether or not I've thought things through. Yep. Trust me, I've thought about situations, right? Yeah, it's like, please have faith in me that you've raised me right to know what to do. You know, please have faith in me that I am smart enough to be able to make it through life. And yes, I'm going to hit some obstacles. I'm going to go through some bumps and bruises, but it's all part of my learning process. You know, you just have to really talk to them. You feel like it's more of the wisdom we were told would come? I think so too, Heather. Let's get some more. Let's do Woodland Wardens. I love seeing everybody getting on the wait list for the Black Friday. I've been finding saying, show me what is meant for me and reveal all true intentions. That's been an eye-opener. Oh, yeah, Marty, for sure. And, you know, if y'all are going to say that, then you better be prepared to get the answer, okay? Because the universe is going to show you the truth. And if you accept it, great. If you're going to resist, then it's going to persist, you know? Yes, this is recorded and I will post it on YouTube. I do sometimes post it on Instagram. They let me post the replay. So yes, it'll be either on Instagram or on YouTube. Maybe both. All that I said was very interesting. Well, good. I'm glad it's, you know, making you think. Oh, I love that, Heather. Instead of telling my child I'm worried, I can say instead, I believe in you. Yeah. All right, let's see. What do we need to know for this week? Here we have again, the moth and eucalyptus. You guys, we keep pulling this card. It says an ending. Okay? So remember, like I said, Scorpio energy is very transformative. Okay? If you go along with the transformation, it's like, you know, a butterfly needing to just, what is that called? Like the whole body essentially just like melts down, and then it's reformed into the butterfly, or the caterpillar melts, it liquefies all the way down, and then reborn as a butterfly. So we think about the scorpion to the eagle. The eagle represents the sun, the self, okay? And then the phoenix, burning down or liquefying that old self and being reborn as your true self, okay? As your divine essence. So when we see this, the moth and the eucalyptus, it's an ending meant for a regeneration, okay? And it's number 13. So a new expression of the self. And it comes down to 4. So 4 is that solid foundation. This is like you, okay? I like that. We keep getting that card. Yeah, a metamorphosis. Thank you. That's a great word. Oh, y'all are awesome. It's not easy to think of certain words whenever you're on here on live and all this energy is coming at you. So I appreciate you very much. Oh, has you thinking about a friendship that's on the rocks? Yep. What is it telling you about you? For sure, Molly. I try to talk to my mom over this. Try my best to ignore her negativity. Yeah, it's not always easy. So let's see. I love that you all are coming and hanging out for these messages, because this is what tarot is truly about, okay? It's about getting you to think and open yourself up to what your own divine power is, that the fact that you have control over your life, and it's all about what messages are you willing to accept. And it's not about, who's stalking you on social media, who's talking about you, who's thinking about you, all that stuff. It's deeper than that. That's petty tarot stuff for show on TikTok, right? Or on Instagram. Tarot is really meant for your transformation, okay? So I really am glad that you all are sticking around and hearing the messages, okay? Because this can really allow you to take control and make some massive changes. Y'all are seeing 1111? Nice. It's 1011 here. So let's see. Look at that. Elder wisdom. I told you. You have all the knowledge. You are gaining this awareness, okay? So the Hanged Man is attached to the tree of life. Excuse me. So you can also see this as like the Akashic records. So he's waiting and tapping into this wisdom, this higher wisdom, because we all have it, okay? So if you're not meditating, I highly recommend it. Or just, being with yourself. Doing something, no distractions, no phone, no music, no anything. Just being with yourself and letting the mind work, not hanging on to any one thought, okay? Because we can really go down the rabbit hole when we hang on to a thought, and it prevents us from allowing the wisdom or the messages to come through, okay? So this is telling you that you have all of this information that you need. You just have to know that you do know, okay? Let's see. I'm horrible with resistance. I need to learn some techniques to allow the energy to flow. I guess I'm too controlling. It's not easy, because we get attached to things. So we get, when we get attached to something, we identify it as part of us, which is why we have a hard time letting it go, because we're letting go of something that we see is a part of us, of who we are, our personality, our whole essence. But in reality, when we detach from other people and circumstances being a representation of us or a part of us, then we're more easily able to let it go, because we realize that we no longer identify that as us. So for example, sports teams like, the NFL teams or MLB, anything like that, people are diehard fans, and if you're not a fan, or if you speak out against one of their teams, they will freaking come at you, right? Because they identify themselves as part of the team. That's part of them. In reality, it's not, right? And so they have to be able to detach themselves from that way of thinking, okay? And then you can look at things more objectively instead of getting offended or fearful or controlling about a situation, because you're like, okay, this doesn't belong to me. This isn't me. It's just something that I'm experiencing. So how can I detach and see it for what it is? Let's see. I'm just checking comments right quick. I've reached out to a girlfriend 2 times the last couple of weeks and no response from her, so I'm letting go. Yeah, that's your answer right there. Speaking of moms, I contact her back after 7 years this year, and it's a huge transformation. Good for you, Jonathan. Yeah, tarot's been around for ages. Exactly. Yeah, need to accept circumstances and allow yourself to let go. Yes. Y'all are so smart. See? I knew you knew. Let's get some more. Because, you know, here we have the magician, like I showed you at the bottom of the deck. The magician is the alchemist. The magician is creating something, okay? He's putting things together. He's working things through, and he's creating something. He's using the energy all around him to bring it down into this vibration to make it into matter. So you are always creating your reality. And whether or not you have an external influence, well, are you allowing that external influence to be part of that creation as far as, well, okay, well, I'm in the timeline now where things just don't work out and I have lack and blah, blah, blah. Or are you saying, you know what? I don't accept this. This is unacceptable to me. Setting a boundary or cutting it off because that's not part of my design of the life that I want because it's toxic. It's not about the ego. It's about understanding what is detrimental to you and what is actually, you know, beneficial and harmonious for you. So let's get some more. You're sweet, Ricky. Appreciate y'all. You can't identify with the thinking mind. I'm sorry. You can't identify with the thinking mind, and it throws our bodies out of alignment. Yep. And we just need to hear these messages repeatedly because life, you know, can suck you into some toxic shit and you got to snap yourself back out of it. I recently had to walk away from someone I loved very much. Timing of life was not lined up, but I had been trying to let the universe guide us and me. Staying focused on self-love. Good for you, Brittany. Good for you. It's not easy, but yeah. If it is meant to be, the universe will orchestrate a way for it to be. And if it's not, it was just a lesson and an opportunity for you to love yourself through it. So let's see. Nope, still gotta go. If it doesn't break clean, then we're not done shuffling. And if you're just joining, we do this every Monday and Friday at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Look, broken heart in reverse, and it's number 9, okay? So whatever endings that we experience or have experienced, it's now time for healing. It's now time for evolution. It's time to be able to move forward and learn from the experience. Because remember, I said 9 is completion, but it's also higher wisdom. We learn through experiences, and we learn the most through relationships, okay? Because it has to deal with the heart. So whatever heartbreak you've gone through, whether it be with a love relationship, a friendship, it could be anything, right? Because there are certain things that hurt our heart. But when we learn to not identify that as part of us, you know, it's meant to be a lesson that we go through, then you navigate through it a lot easier, okay? Let's see what else. Oh, I got these other cards out because they were speaking to me on my shelf. Let's see. I like to keep them in the box to make sure they're protected. So I used to have them all laid out on the desk, but it was getting to be too much. All right, what else do we need to know for this week? What other messages do we need? Oops, I have that upside down. Higher perspective, the cosmos, awakening, unity, and it's number 21. Remember how I was talking about man? The Hanged Man is number 12, and when he gets to that higher point, he becomes like the world card, the higher expression, which is 20. So this is telling you that throughout these next 2 weeks, you're going to be learning a lot about yourself. You're going to be gaining these aha moments and understanding yourself on a much deeper level, which causes the transformation. This had, good God, you guys, please stop request part of the live. It's messing it up. I had like 5 people all of a sudden. So anyways, whenever we went through the 1111 portal, and it was a big one because it was a whole 11 day, okay? That's very healing energy. It's divine healing. And so then we have this new moon today. The energy is really palpable for this whole transformation, and we're going to see lots of movement over the next 2 weeks to the full moon, okay? So this is allowing you to really take matters into your own hands by going within and really reflecting on, okay, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really desire? How am I getting in my own way? How am I letting other people get in my own way? How can I set healthy boundaries? And then come to this higher perspective and this new experience. Okay, does that make sense? I like it. Let's do the shamanic medicine one. Let's see. Hard lessons, but great rewards. Yes, I like that. I would not change. I mean, the shit that I've gone through in my life was hard, really hard, but it brought me here. So, you have to look back at like, yeah, these things sucked. They were really hard, but when you allow it to teach you something and to show you how strong you really are, then you kind of look back, you're like, you know what? I wouldn't change that because it forced me to see just how strong I am and how to love myself. And then that helps me to learn how to love others in a non-codependent way. So let's see. Shapeshifter perspective. See, we keep getting this. Perspective. Okay? So this is telling you we have higher perspective here. You guys, these cards, they talk to each other. You see how many are in this deck. You see how many are in this deck. And then you see how many are in this deck. There is no coincidence that all 3 of these have come out today. Okay? It does look very Scorpio-ish, right? It's very strong, very, I don't know, like deep and passionate and powerful. So, and look, we have it in the heart, the mind, the intuition, or that could be seen as the root chakra there. It's hard to see exactly where they're trying to point it. But, oh, hang on, y'all. We have a... Okay, hang on, I'm just reading something. Okay, so I just had to block that account. Sorry, I had somebody coming in, a troll coming in saying, inbox me. It's a scammer. So anyways, we have shapeshifter perspective. This is you shifting your perspective, shifting your energy, shifting who you believe you are now, okay? Shifting the way you handle people and situations. And give yourself grace because you can't expect yourself to be perfect. There is no such thing as perfect, okay? We're all going to go through trials and tribulations our entire life. You don't reach a pinnacle to where nothing negative ever happens to you again. That's just not life, right? You wouldn't learn anything. We're here to experience. But when you shift your perspective as far as life is showing me something instead of life is punishing me, then you get yourself back into the driver's seat and you don't identify that as a representation of you. This is the Shamanic Medicine Oracle, if you want to screenshot it. I love it. Let's do the spirit animal oracle, and then I'll grab the money deck and we'll see what the money message is for this week. Red and black are the ribbons representing nurses against the trauma happening. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Thank you, Anne. You're welcome. All right, let's see. What do we need to know for this week? Swan, grace. Did I not just say give yourself grace? Let's look at it. Okay, swan, grace. So here it says, you who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Isn't that funny? See, I told you the cards talk to each other. The cards know what we're talking about. It's all energy, okay? So this is about you, number one, giving yourself grace for everything that you've been through and everything you're going to go through. And two, being able to move through life with grace and dignity because you're not attaching anything negative to you. You're not identifying with the experience. You're learning from it, okay? It is wild, huh? It happens all the time, you guys. This is the magic of tarot. This is why I say, you know, all these people that do all the crazy shit on TikTok and Instagram and all that, YouTube, everything, where they like have to put on this magic show for people. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. Just use the tarot and oracle as they're meant to be used, and you're going to see real magic, real energy. Let's get the money deck. I love that. She said, your pillow makes it seem like you have angel wings, and I can't stop thinking about angels. Oh, that's great. I never thought of that. That's so funny. Right. No such thing as coincidence. Yep. Now I'm going to think of that every time I look up and see it. Okay, what do we need to know? What is our money message for this week? Nope, gotta keep going. It didn't break right. There we go. All right, okay, we have denial. Ooh, look at that. We haven't pulled this one. So there's 3 ways to resonate. I'll read them all 3 to you, okay? So it says, perhaps you are insisting that reality be something other than what it is. Remember, we're excuse me, we need to be able to look at the situation as it is in order to make changes, right? In order to take control. So number 2, it says, what are you refusing to see? It's better to live in truth than a lie. So in accordance to money matters, are you being honest about your money situation? So let's think about this in 2 different ways. Are you being Are you being real and honest with yourself about how you relate to money? How are you spending money? Are you open to receiving money? Okay? What is your relationship with money? Money is just energy. So it's what is your relationship with yourself? Okay? Because it's typically a low self-worth type of thing if you're having money issues, because you'll self-sabotage. You'll spend all your money, or you'll pigeonhole yourself in a situation where you're not making enough money because you think that's all you're worth. I see that all the time, and I wish I could shake people awake, because I used to be that way. And it finally shifted, and I was like, oh, okay, there it is, and everything changed. Okay, so you can have abundance, but it's all on what are you capping yourself down here, or are you leaving the lid open letting the universe bring in as much as they want. Okay? So number 3, you've been putting a false front to make money. It's time to remove that mask. So the same thing. Okay? So if you are in denial about your self-worth and your ability to receive, then that's what you're going to continue to get, and you're going to make yourself right. So it's only going to solidify that belief in your mind and in your emotions, and that's all you're going to experience. But if you become the rebel and you say, okay, I don't accept this, this is false, this is a false mask, this is something that I was led to believe, but it's not real, it's not reality. I choose to be somebody that is receptive, somebody that is abundant, somebody that is worthy, then everything changes. But it is a process, okay? It doesn't just happen overnight, okay? You have to know that you have to constantly remind yourself that you are worthy and that you can receive and that the universe will provide. It doesn't just snap and that's it, okay? It is a process. You have to reteach your brain to be this new energy because you've spent all this time creating these neurotransmitters in your brain of what you thought your worth was, of what you thought your relationship to money was, all that stuff, okay? So it's going to take time to start reprogramming those new neurotransmitters to be like, oh, okay, well, we are abundant and I deserve to receive just like anybody else. Yeah, patience. Scorpio energy of create and destroy. Yeah. Yep. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. So we just got acorn, you guys. Let me tell you right quick before I read this. I had a dream years ago that, and I will never forget this. It was so vivid. I've had 2 like really significant dreams when it comes to like abundance because the acorn represents abundance. So I'll read it to you right quick and then I'll tell you about my dream. So it says prosperity and abundance, good luck energy, great things to come, perseverance and power. So years ago, I had this dream that I had a charm bracelet, and on the charm bracelet was this massive acorn. I'm telling you, it was like this big, okay? And it was like crystal encrusted. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty big. Like, I don't understand what this is meaning. And so I looked it up and I realized that, oh, this represents abundance and prosperity and good things. And I was like, that's awesome. But I had to go through some lessons to really believe that. The universe gave me the message of, hey, you're supposed to be very abundant. And I was like, I know this. I can feel it in my soul. I've always known this ever since a kid, but I had negative programming to think like I had low self-worth and money didn't grow on trees and things like that. So I had to work through that in order to open myself up to receive. Also, I had another dream. This was just a few years ago where I don't know where I was in another place, and it was like a big white cafeteria style room, okay, big bunch of people, and there were shelves and shelves and shelves, white shelves along the back wall, and they were aligned with bottles of honey, okay? And in my dream, I was like, oh, we've got to get this honey out to everybody so they can enjoy some, so they can have some. And it was crazy. So I was like, divvying out all this honey. And I was like, okay, this has to mean something. So I go and research the dream. Well, honey represents abundance. And all the little bottles that I was handing out was like me teaching people to know that they, making sure that you're allowed to enjoy abundance. It was really important to me that everybody got a bottle. And so this is what my passion is for you to open yourself up to recognize that you're abundant in many ways. It doesn't have to be just money. You can have an abundance of money. You can have an abundance of peace, of self-love, self-worth, self-respect, loving relationships, wonderful experiences. Abundance is lots of things, okay? So it was just like, when I woke up from that dream, I was like, man, that was so freaking cool. So I'm glad, I was thinking about that this morning. So I'm glad I got to share that with y'all, especially because the acorn dream triggered that, you know? And these dreams were years apart. But I just loved it because that's how I genuinely feel. Like I want everybody to be able to share in the beauty of abundance and love and all the good things in life. You know, because they were eating their meals and they needed some honey. They needed some sweetness, you know? Let's see. Oh no, your purple intuition bracelet fell off and splattered onto the floor this weekend. Not even upset. Yep. Yeah, that one's done. You don't need it. The meaning of killing cockroaches. I don't know the meaning of that, but think about cockroaches. You know, they hide and they infest things and they're just nasty and you're killing them. So you're like squashing things that maybe you're fearful of, or maybe things that are sabotaging your life. Definitely research that, like the spiritual meaning of killing cockroaches or the spiritual meaning of dreaming of killing cockroaches. And you can find out a lot about that, but that's just what it makes me think of. But that's not an official evaluation. Checking more comments. Give me one sec. I got a better paying job and my old job increased their pay too. Good for you. So you guys, there's lots of really strong energy. And I know we had a lot of cards in reverse, but it's only meant for you to really see the situation as it is so you can take control and make different choices, okay? Because remember, you are the alchemist here. This is about taking action. This is about the physical world, okay? The high priestess is about the spiritual world. So what is going on in your physical world that you need to start making tweaks and changes? What boundaries do you need to set? How do you need to practice patience and, you know, kind of hold your horses on things? How can you stop doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? All of that, okay? That's what I immediately thought of too, squashing things that just don't seem to go away. Yeah, always come back. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Yeah, there was tons of information about spiritual animals. You know, Ricky, I've been working on trying to do catch and release too. It's not always easy, especially like with spiders and stuff like that. I've had like crickets get into my home. Like crickets don't scare me. But if you find a cricket in your home, it's supposed to signify good luck. So I just scoop them up and let them go back outside so they don't die. But anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you need anything, I'm here. The link is in my bio. Go check out the Black Friday surprise. I'll be revealing more as we get closer. I'll be back on here Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We do this every week. We're going to look at the energy of the weekend. We'll get more messages. We'll talk some more, all that fun stuff, okay? So have a wonderful week. I love you all, and I will see you later. Bye, y'all.